are into the following day here now. So this is the second day of doing alfalfa seedings for 2025. Now we ended up getting about 6/10 of an inch of rain here this morning. Rained hard at home. I mean, real hard. This was the first morning for me in quite a while that I haven't had trouble with the high moisture corn unit. I have been having trouble with the auger for a couple of weeks. Today's the first day I didn't have trouble with it. However, I started running corn this morning while I was feeding. Right when I started feeding, I turned it on. And about 10 minutes after I started loading feed, it started downpouring. So I'm watching auger real closely as the corn's coming into the commodity shed. All of a sudden, I start to see brown stuff coming out of the auger. Well, what it was is it was wet corn that was in the funnel. The rain come down the chute and it kind of douched it all out in the corn because it was wet. Turned from a golden yellow to a brown. Scared the hell out of me. So I ended up shutting it off, and then I ended up starting it back up again after it stopped raining. It only rained for about a half hour. And we didn't get any rain over here. Talked to another neighboring farm here this morning, and I was due to come over here a little later on. I didn't figure I was going to be able to do anything today. Now, this field is the field that we picked 4.5 bucket load of stone off of. So it's a lot cleaner here right now. So at any rate, neighbor farmer from over here called me this morning. We were shooting the shit for a little bit. And I said, how much rain did you guys get? He says, what do you mean rain? I said, rain here this morning about 4 o'clock. We didn't get nothing here. I said, you gotta be kidding me. I said, here I am dragging my feet back here at the shop, and I should be over here. So I didn't get going today till about 12:30. I got involved in a couple of projects back at the shop. I'm gonna pick one there. And I wanted to get them figured before I ended up leaving. I had a PTO shaft on the mixer. The shroud was in need of replacing. I ordered one a while ago and it just came in, and ironically enough it was the wrong damn one. But at any rate, I had that to do. Tire on a skid steer, and then Jared calls me. He says, have you left yet? I said, no, why? Well, one of the guys jackknifed the spreader. Bent the rim on the 8360. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. So, needless to say, I didn't have to go and fix that problem. He ended up calling the tire guy, and the tire guy was able to straighten the rim. I'll put a picture of what that rim looked like. He was able to straighten it with a sledgehammer. I thought sure I'd have to heat it up with a rosebud, get it all orange, and straighten it, and then I figured the tire isn't going to seat, the bead isn't going to seat. But Dan was able to get that to pound back. That's the same size tire. It's on the back of this tractor here. It's a 8360R that he was using. Went down a hill about as steep as this here. Got to the bottom. Tried turning. The tractor started to get pushed a little bit by the spreader. And instead of powering through his problem, he just stopped immediately. Kind of an amateur move, but that kind of stuff happens. We've had to move equipment around on these spreaders. We had to have the 9520 for a Terra disc. We got the 9620 still down. And 9410, that went down here yesterday. That's got something wrong with the rear differential. So we got to yank that out, get that figured. The rear differential, the input shaft on that is leaking oil out of it. And it's making a vibration noise when you go down the road. So that has a pinion bearing gone or something, and we need to get that axle dug out of it and get that sorted. So we'll keep plugging away here. We've got to come back into these fields after the fact here and just skim off whatever stones that have surfaced, and we'll grab them ones that we seen back there. So I'm gonna put you guys down and I'm gonna knock this field out here. Well, we are moving right along here. This field here has that bastard of a side hill on it. It's kind of coming this way. It's not so bad on this side, but it's real steep on the other side towards the pine trees, way over on the west side of the field. It's mucho steep. So we are just creating a lot of dust here, and boy, I hope we get some rain after this is all seeded in. Now, it's been a while since we have visited this topic, but I left some iced tea in here overnight last night, and they were in the 12-ounce cans. And I don't carry a cooler with me. The only cooler I carry is this Yeti thermos with water in it. So let me get turned on this headland here. So this iced tea that I left in the tractor overnight, I didn't get going here till about 12:30 today. That stuff was hot tea. It wasn't iced tea no more. It was hot tea. I said, wow, what am I gonna do? Well, 12-ounce cans fit perfectly right up in the cab of these 8000 series tractors. Now you only need to put that can up in there for about, I don't know, about 10 minutes, and then it is good. So yeah, this is, yeah, it's not refrigerator cold, but at least it's not piss warm. I wish I had a thermometer here to show you, but any of you that have these older tractors, you can shove a 12-ounce can up in these round grills. I don't know who at John Deere designed these, but I gotta imagine that whoever did probably laughed for quite a while and said, oh my god. Yeah, the newer cabs, I don't think, yeah, I know for a fact they don't have that type of grill. The chopper, I believe, has that size grill, but yeah, you just pull these down, and then there's 4 spots. That one, this one here, and then that one, and that one there will all accept a 12-ounce can. It fits right in that part there. The big tall boys will not fit in there. So if you need to prepare yourself, just buy the 12-ounce cans. They work really well. It doesn't have to be iced tea. It could be Coke, or, you know, cola, soda, if you will. But I kind of like iced tea myself. It's too hot to drink coffee, so you might as well drink iced tea, right? So we're just getting swung around on this west side, and then this is that bastard of a side hill. Yeah, we're going to be chopping it next year. It'll be good. I haven't got to worry about riding the combine on it at all here. So we're gonna keep plugging away. Andrew and Andrew are picking stone. They're moving right along here. I haven't got Andrew back on the roller yet. He's only 30, well, he's bigger than I am. I'm 30-foot drill. He's a 36-foot roller. He can obviously cover a lot more ground than I can. I'm only going like 5 miles an hour. He goes around 9-10 mile an hour with that roller, and it won't take him long to roll what we have planted here. They're talking rain showers tomorrow afternoon, and I've got 2 fields over here left after this one. And the 2 fields, well, no, I have 3. Two of the 3 fields that I have left over here, I was going to plant corn on. And I went around the one field, and it was a little greasy. We had gotten some rain. This tractor is power hopping and having trouble pulling this hill because this soil is so soft and fluffy that, I mean, the drill ain't that heavy. I mean, come on. But at any rate, 2 out of the 3 fields, 2 of them I was going to put corn on. The one I made a track all the way around the field. And as I'm going, the tractor's clawing and chewing and having a hell of a time. And I got around it about halfway one day, and I said, well, we'll come back to it when things dry out. Came back a few days later, and we were just getting ready to move out of the area. Tried it again, I couldn't get around it. I said, well, we're just gonna have to hold off and come over here and plant it later, or skip it altogether. And in our area, because we were so late with planting this spring because of the weather, we were able to do what's called preventative plant. And I think we had about 60 acres between those 2 fields and other acreage in different fields that we weren't able to plant the whole field. We were able to sign up for like 60 acres of preventative plant ground. You can go in with another crop later on and plant another crop on it. It has to be something that was in order to do the preventative plant, it has to be something that was in your plans of planting for said crop. And we had actually pre-applied or put down fertilizer via pre-plant. So it was scheduled for corn to be planted on it. We applied manure on it about a month ago, And the corn that was around the outside of the field, I did a video a while ago where I dropped the excavator off in that location, and there was corn planted around the outside of the field. Nate, when he applied manure, drug the injector through that standing corn, and you couldn't even tell that he had gone through it. The corn was beautiful, 6 foot tall, but it was kind of sparse. It was sparse before he even went through it with the injector, just being that it was so damn muddy. So this was wheat here. We had Andrew come over, and he went around every field with a bush hog, and he bush hogged that corn down so that we could offset disc, or not offset disc, but terra disc the whole field. We had applied manure. It was prepared for planting corn, and they just used the disc to re-disc the manure in. There was a few weeds growing, not much. We had not applied any herbicide to that field. Of course, we wouldn't have wanted to, because there would have been enough residual herbicide left from whatever was applied that it probably would not allow the alfalfa that we're going to plant there to grow. So it is dusty. We're creating a lot of dust. Yeah. All right, we're gonna keep on keeping on here. Go 3 times around the field. Most of the fields I have to go 3 times around because they're odd shaped. It just helps with getting your land struck out when you go back around and go back the other way. And I don't know, the real big fields that are nice and square and rectangular, I can get away with just doing 2 times around the outside. So what we do is we're applying around 24 pounds of alfalfa seed per acre. The bags that we get the alfalfa seed in hold 50 pounds. So easy math, that is 2 acres per bag. So about every 6 acres or so, I stop between 6 and 8 acres. We got some stones that we've got to skim here. Between 6 and 8 acres, I stop and put in 3 to 4 bags. The drill holds 7.5 bags. We've talked about that earlier, but we don't want to let it run all the way out, because, for example, on this side hill, we would have the ends of the outside 2 drills. The alfalfa seed likes to wander towards the middle. It migrates towards the middle, and you'll have your outside 1 or 2 seed openers that won't have any alfalfa going through them. So we're going to keep on keeping on here, and we will join up with you when we get towards the end of the day here. And yeah, all right. Kind of hard to see the drill back there, but it is back there still. It's hard to keep an eye on any of the seed openers, as far as, you know, are you dragging something? Are you screwing something up? I just have to look at my previous pass and scan that and make sure we don't have any oddball drag marks, you know? So, yep. It is what it is. So, all